All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing and salutation. Hopefully, out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the whole flag the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. And what I want to get into this morning, dealing all right, with the topic, inspired from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1. All right. Pretty much the whole book, because when you go into the book of Ecclesiastes, this is when King Solomon, was a little older. He wrote Proverbs, when he was younger, and as he had gained more experience and wisdom and in life, okay, he had a certain perspective. He had a conclusion that he came to, you know, and it's pretty much that all is vanity. And we're going to go to why. Because you look at the era of King Solomon and you look at, all the substance that he had, all the wisdom that he had, okay? He had all those women, and all his women were virgins, man, you know? So it's like, what's making him come to this conclusion that all is vanity, man? What's making him draw, this conclusion that everything is vanity? Okay? Well, we're gonna go into these things, man. We're gonna go, into all right, the mindset King Solomon was in, and we're gonna go into how in the kingdom, okay, that's all right, that's the only thing that's really not vain and things pertaining to the kingdom. The things that we're doing to obtain salvation, to enter into the kingdom, those are the only things that's not vain in this society, man. Everything else is vanity, man. Everything that we do outside of the kingdom basically is vanity. Everything that we do outside of the things, pertaining to the kingdom to come is vanity, man. You know? So I want to start off here with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 12. It says, I, the preacher, was king over Israel and Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek out and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sort travail have the Most High given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. Okay? So he gave his mind, his heart, his mind to understand the things that happen in the earth, the functions of things that happen in the earth, man. Okay? And that's why even he came to the conclusion, like all the wisdom that he had and the dark parables, and he had the understanding in the elements and the and the seasons and the prophecies, the history, like he had all the understanding. But one thing he said he couldn't understand was the way between a man and a woman, because that's a very unique dynamic that a man and a woman have with one another. Only they can understand that, man. I just want to, put that out there. But this is when he came up with that conclusion while he was studying all the things, in the earth, you know. So going back, it says, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, which is in the earth, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Okay, so we read these things and it's like, well, what will make him come to that conclusion? Okay, well, when you read on in other chapters, okay, this is Ecclesiastes 6:12. Ecclesiastes 6:12, where the first thing he realized, you're right. It said the first thing he realized, you go Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 12, it says, "For who knoweth what is good for man in this life? All the days of his vain life, which he spendeth as a shadow, who can tell a man what shall be after him under the sun?" Okay? So one of the things that he realized, he was like, basically, I'm gonna die. Like everything that I've labored for, you know, eventually I'm gonna have to pass it on to someone else, and I'm not gonna be here to oversee and make sure he does right by it. Okay? And so one of the conclusions that he came to is that he didn't have immortality, man. Okay? So now let's go back to chapter 2. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 18. It said, "Yeah, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I shall leave it unto the man that shall be after me." So all the things that King Solomon had put in place, because he had the Israel economy on point. It says silver was as the stones, okay, which was abundance, and the cedar tree, which is a very valued wood, was as the sycamore tree, which is a very common wood. Okay, basically they're saying like $100 bills are like pennies during the time of King Solomon, man. For Israel, $100 bill was like pennies. That's the abundance that Israel had under King Solomon, because the systems, like a lot of those marriages when King Solomon was marrying the heathen women, which they was uh, uh, marriages built off servitude. There was a lesser wife than the Israelite woman, but a lot of those marriages was based on alliances, closing trade deals, with heathen nations. Okay, it would set up the economy of Israel to be booming. You see, a lot of those marriages was business deals being sealed. Okay, because that's what you do as nobility. You join houses, okay, to join, okay, businesses, man. Okay, so going back to it, King Solomon, like, I done did all this, I done made these marriages, I done made these deals, I done you know, I got all this wisdom, my nation is on, we at peace. But he said, I did all this for what? I'm gonna die. So then what? And just as he feared after his death, his son, Rehoboam, you know, started doing what, man? Tearing the kingdom. The kingdom was rent, okay? The northern and southern kingdom, the tribes split. Okay, Rehoboam didn't want to take heed to the counsel of the wise men that counseled Solomon. Okay, he listened to them young niggas he grew up with, and the kingdom was rent. And as a nation, we went downhill from there. Eventually, the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom went into captivity first under the Assyrians. Then the southern kingdom went into captivity under the Babylonians. So all that Solomon did, all this great glory, and Israel being a superpower on the earth, all those wars that King David fought to establish, King Solomon's reign. Okay, all that was for naught, because eventually we went in captivity, man. So it's like all that was vain. And this is the mindset that the King Solomon is in as he's writing the book of Ecclesiastes, man. You know? And it says, um, verse 19, it says, and who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool, which Rehoboam was a fool, yet shall he have rule over all my labor, wherein I have labored and wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun. This also is vanity. Okay? So all the decisions that King Solomon made to forward the throne of David, to establish wealth amongst Israel, to establish peace amongst Israel and dominion over these other nations. All those good decisions, were what? Erased by bad decision making from his son that reigned after him. Okay? So you see, this is how King Solomon is thinking. Now, let's go here. There's Ecclesiastes 7. This is Ecclesiastes 7:25. It said, I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And see, that's why I say, like, as men, especially, as the Lord grooming us to be judges, you just kind of give your mind over to kind of analyze the functions of earth, the functions of society, man. That's why as of late, I've just been in the spirit to just to go into the effects, of feminists, because you look at the state of our people, everything pretty much is a spinoff of the feminist movement, man. You look at the destroyed state of our people, the dysfunction that exists amongst our people, is all based off a spinoff on feminism, man. you know. But sometimes you have to give your mind over, to study certain things, man, to go into certain things. This is what King Solomon was doing, man. He was just going into the reasonings of men. Like, why is this mindset dominating the earth? Why is this? Why is that? But this is what King Solomon was going into, just giving his mind over to understand the reasonings of men. Okay? And it says, and I found more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her bands, all right, and her hands as bands, who pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Yeah, man. So he has a mindset of like, damn, the woman is full of snares and nets, full of traps. You know, like the woman, like what, trying to figure out what she up to. You know, the woman, because the woman put on the act, disarm you like she's really into you, but she's really got some other agenda. Like he's seeing these things, man. He's hearing about these things. Okay? And he like come to the conclusion that damn, a woman pretty much all she thinks about is how to trap, how to manipulate, like how to, try to pretty much gain power, in every situation she in. Like she's always scheming and plotting. Like you really, what this bitch up to, man? That's the conclusion that King Solomon came up to, man. But it say he that serves the Lord shall escape, from her, man. Okay? And that's why now we in a time of just lock into this, man. Like the spirit is shifting, man. It's like really whatever situation you in, man, that's just what it is, man, and just keep it moving, man. But especially now, because you gotta understand, as we've been in this truth, for let's say you've been in the truth 2 years. Well, you're being conformed to your house, and those women of the world are becoming more wicked. You see? So the longer you're in the truth, the more women conform to your house, the more wicked the women of this society are becoming. Now the Lord, he sets things up, he puts, he gives, Because at the end of the day, every brother gonna have his proper gift in the Lord with the woman situation. Every brother gonna have their proper gift, man. Whatever situation it is, man. Okay? Or just speaking in the general terms of what's happening in real time, is that as we're conforming more to Yahushua, the women of this world are becoming more wicked, more perverse, and they're going after the beast, man. Okay? So that's why El Pastor Hart even said, like, look, if you ain't, you ain't got a woman, and don't search for one. And you got women, and don't, you know, and just, hey, whatever you got, we're in the time now, like I say, to just pretty much lock in with what we got and keep it moving, man. You know? And the Lord gonna make moves how he gonna make moves. We can't control it. But our mindset should be geared towards this as men. Our mindset should be geared towards growing in wisdom, becoming a better teacher, man, becoming a better brother, you know, becoming, like I say, sharp in our skills, man, with this wisdom. You see? And it says, verse 27 says, behold, this have I found, said the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. Which, so he's doing case study. He's going one by one. Okay, it means he did an individual study on particular people. Because when you got free time, you can do these things. Because as a king, you pretty much put systems in place and you oversee and you sign off on particular things, and then you will have, their leisure. Okay? So he's doing a case by case study, man. Like this man, okay, he's studying this man, how he moved. This woman, he's studying how she moved. He's doing case by case, you know? And he said, behold, this have I found, said the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. All right, and you read in the NLT, this Ecclesiastes 7:27. This is my conclusion, said the teacher. I discovered this after looking at the matter from every possible angle. You see, his mind was given over to search these things out. Okay, verse 28. It said, which yet my soul seeketh, but I found not, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, okay? But a woman among all these have I not found, okay? So out of 1,000 men, it took him doing case studies on 1,000 men to find one that was right, okay? And then all the case studies that he did on women, he didn't find one. You have to understand, like, especially when you look at these movies, you see how, the maids and the servants, they be gossiping, so things will get around. You will hear these little private talks and, different things. So you gotta understand, like, King Solomon had all this substance, he had all this wisdom, he had authority of the nation, but then he probably still heard one of his wives complaining about something. He not one, all his wives probably complained about something. He found out one of his wives was, secretly, looking at other men, other people in his courts, other men in his courts. Like, it's like, damn, I got all this, and motherfucker still got something to complain about. Still, has one is undisciplined. Still, secretly kind of admiring, checking out other men. He was searching these things out. So he like, God damn. Like, this shit is vain. He looking at all around the glory and the splendor of a kingdom, and he looking at it like, this shit vain. So the two things that made him say all his vanity is he understood he didn't have immortality. Okay? So all the wise decisions that he made could be erased by a fool. Okay, that will inherit the throne. Okay? And then he realized that our people just ain't right. Okay? Israel as a whole is just not right, man. It's it's niggas and the woman just ain't right, man. Like they're trying to please a woman like that, it always goes bad, man. Even in this society, you know, like Elder Apostle Bar, he just played a video. Well, he had did a response to a video. I think it's Brooklyn.com. I think his name Mike. But he went on a rant about men getting married. In this modern age, he was like, "That's the dumbest thing you can do," because he pretty much like the woman will be never be satisfied. If you make 1 million a year, she wants you to make two. Okay, you can deal with her 2 times in one night. She gonna want five. You can take her to the most exclusive restaurant. Okay, she's gonna find something to complain about. Like it's like, God damn, King Solomon went through that. You like shit. You know, so he was like, man, this shit vain. So he understood he didn't have immortality. Okay, and then also dealing with the men, like the men that King Solomon, put on. Remember, the economy was booming, so every man household was, was plush. Okay, and speak about how all the men, matter of fact, let me get that, because he only found one out of 1,000 men. So you had Jake unappreciative, complaining. You know, I know niggas, man. I know niggas was complaining. This is First Kings 4:20 says, Judah and Israel were many as the sand which is by the sea, in multitude eating and drinking, okay, and making merry. All right. So we go here to verse 25. It says, and Judah and Israel dwelt safely, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, from Dan even to Beersheba, all the days of Solomon. So here it is. Our people are in the festive spirit and eating and drinking, being in marriage. Okay, they have more than they ever had. They got more than enough abundance. Okay, they're in peace. No nation is trying to conquer them, take them into captivity. Okay, but you had men still complaining. Men, you know, probably wanting more, and like, damn, here it is. You a man. You don't even have to go to war because you at peace. You get to enjoy the labor of your hands. The work of your hands. Okay, but niggas are still unappreciative. Okay, and Solomon he's going through these things, so you can imagine all the emotion that he's going through, and he just came to the conclusion like, damn, this shit vain. Because as a king, as a ruler, as a righteous king, as a righteous leader in any situation, you can just be the leader of a household. Your wife and children, whatever type of family you got, you make decisions, you know, to put them at ease, to put them in comfort. Okay, you'll even take on the brunt of the labor and the sacrifice it takes to make them comfort. You know, and then when you do those things and you hear a complaint, you be like, God damn, what's the motherfucking point? What's the point? You see, and that's what King Solomon was at with it. Now, let's go here. After all that, that's why when he came with Yahushua, okay, he understood that what? Immortality was on the table. You see, that's why he was always pushing what? The kingdom to come. You see, he was always pushing the kingdom that was to come, which is going to be an eternal kingdom. This is Mark 1 and 14 says, now after that, John was in prison. Yahushua came into Galilee, preaching the gospel of the kingdom of the Most High, and saying the time is fulfilled, and the kingdom of the Most High is at hand. Repent ye and believe the gospel. Okay, repent ye and believe the gospel. You see the good news, and the main thing about the good news is immortality, man. Okay, because what would be the point of a temporal kingdom? You see, King Solomon knew that it's just a temporal kingdom, man. Like, now he's pushing the eternal kingdom, man. Let's get that. And they're gonna go into prophecies, man, to back it up. This is Matthew 19. And 27 said, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory. Okay, so he's talking about what? The establishment of another kingdom. Okay, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, and every one that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life. Okay, this kingdom comes with immortality, and that's why everything now is vanity, man. The only thing that's going to matter is whatever makes it to the kingdom, man. You see, that's the only thing that matters. So that's why, as men, we gotta gear our focus and our attention into things that's geared towards the kingdom, man. Okay, because everything else is vanity, man. No matter how successful your business is, no matter how beautiful your yard is, and how many acres you got, like those don't matter. Okay, especially as we understand the destruction that's promised to come. What manner of person are you to be, seeing that all these things what shall be dissolved? Okay, everything here is vain. The cars, like this here, is vanity, man. Okay, a lot of these, relationships is vain. Okay, the only thing that's going to matter is what's going to be translated to the kingdom, man. And the only thing that's going to be translated is spirits, in particular spirits of the elect, man. Okay, the spirits of the elect, these bodies. Okay, it's good to, be in shape, to exercise and, to be healthy. Okay, but to try to be a bodybuilder, you know, like nah, man, it's vanity, man. You know, it's good to be, have a good diet because you take care of these vessels that the spirit is in, so you can get the most out of this spirit. So you take care of this vessel to the best of your ability. Being disciplined with it. That's a great thing. But spending, just countless hours in the gym and trying to get, just crazy jack, you see, it's cool. If you can do it, it's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's still vanity because even these bodies, all right, eventually, all right, going to be, all right, done away with, man. Okay? This is the book of Matthew, yep, chapter 19, verse 29. Again, it says, everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold. Okay? And 100-fold is times 100, man. Okay? Because we're not going to receive, now when it says mother and father, we're not going to receive 100 mothers and fathers. Nah, man, but those spirits are going to come back. Those will, the 144,000, those spirits are going to come back as our seed, man. Okay? And we're going to keep having seed. A little one shall become 1,000, a small one, a strong nation. Okay? Lands, whatever little piece what we got here, guess what? Lord gonna increase 100-fold, and He's gonna multiply that by 100-fold. He's gonna multiply that by 100-fold, man. Okay, the authority that we got. That's why when you read the last one, it says verse 30, it'll say, "But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first." Okay, so no matter how high you climb up as an Israelite within this society, okay, like the Jay Z's and Mayweathers, guess what? They're still the tail of this society, okay? Because there's people that have less money than them that have more power than them. There's Edomites that have less money than the Mayweather and the Jay Z, okay? Well, guess what? They got more power than them niggas, man. All right, because we the tail, okay? So that's why there ain't no point of trying to climb up in this society because it's vanity, man. You still a nigga, okay? But the Lord gonna come with a real promotion. And it's gonna be an eternal promotion, man. Let's get that. Go to the book of Daniel, chapter 2. Get to the point. This is Daniel 2 and 44. And it says, "And in the days of these kings," and this is speaking of the feet of their statue, okay, which that those 10 toes going to NATO, EU, in America, which as Apostle Hart said, America is the unofficial leader, of NATO, okay? But in the days of this setup, this beast system, okay, the 10 toes of this statue, all right, it says, "In the days of these kings, these Edomite kings, Amalek, shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed." Okay? And one of the vexations of King Solomon was that, look, who's coming after me could be a fool. The kingdom can be lost. He knew King Solomon understood these things. Like this kingdom can be lost, man. Okay? And he says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Okay, which means what? That the authority of the earth is going to stay within their lineage of Israel forever. Power of the nation, Israel is going to be an eternal dynasty. The sons of God is going to be an eternal dynasty in the earth, man. Okay, it'll never transfer to another lineage of people because that's all kingdoms do is transfer from nation to nation. Okay, the Syrian Babylonian Empire transferred to the Medo-Persian Empire. The Medo-Persian Empire transferred to the Greeks, which were Edomites. Okay, then transition to the Romans. You see, then you had even Moabites had empires, you know, especially on the Genghis Khan. You do that history. Ishmaelites, they had their certain empires under different caliphates. Beginning with the Umayyad, which are the ones that pretty much set Jake in the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. That's where you get the Moorish dynasty from. Okay, but power and kingdoms are always translated from one nation of people to another nation of people. Okay, but this time it's going to be translated to Israel, and it'll never be translated to another nation again. Okay, that's why it says, verse 44, it says, "In the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever, an everlasting kingdom." Okay, it shall stand forever. Let's get that in Daniel 7 chapter. Okay, so no more worrying about, you can have a foolish son, they can ruin the kingdom. They can ruin, the dynasty, man. Okay, that's not a thought. There's not going to be a thought in the kingdom because we're going to be immortal, man. We're always going to be there, man. And we all going to be righteous. We're going to get that as well. But let's get this in Daniel, the 7th chapter. Okay, verse 13. This is when Yahushua was brought back, okay, to the Most High after the resurrection. You know, Daniel 7:13 says, and I saw in the night vision and beheld one like the Son of Man, which is Yahushua, came with the clouds, which is the chariots of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, which is the Most High, the Father. And they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Okay, and that's why it's emphasis on that everlasting kingdom. Okay, so now in Yahweh Shai, what was he pushing? Repent. The kingdom of the Most High is at hand. He was preaching an everlasting kingdom. Okay, and you like, yeah, this the one. You see, this the kingdom. Okay, that's going to be established eternally. You know, and within that kingdom, all our people will be right. That's why you go here. That's why he understood these things. Matter of fact, let's get this first. This is Matthew 26 and 26. It says, and as they were eating, Yahweh took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for the many for the remission of sins. So Yahweh Shai was what? He was establishing, all right, a new covenant through his death. His blood would, okay, lay down the groundwork for what? The new covenant. Okay? And we wouldn't come into that new covenant until, all right, we're delivered, till we're changed. Okay? Because a part of the new covenant is we won't die. You see? Because that immortality. Okay? So when we inherit those new bodies, that's when we're coming to the new covenant. Yahweh Shai had to establish that through death, though, man. Okay? And it'll be activated, you know, when we're changed. You see? So Yahweh Shai understood his purpose was to establish immortality amongst his people, man. Okay? When you go to Hebrews 12, 12 and 2, it says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, because he understood what he was establishing, man. Immortality, he conquered death. So Yahweh Shai, he was establishing immortality, man. As King Solomon, he established wealth and you know, peace, but it was temporal. Okay? Why? Because we wasn't immortal and we wasn't right. We wasn't perfect. But this time, this was the joy that was set before him. He was going to establish immortality and righteousness, man. Within Israel, within his people, that will forever, that they will rule forever. See, this time as Yahweh Shai, he went to another level with it, man. He went to another level than King Solomon, man. He like, this time I'm establishing righteousness and immortality for this kingdom. You see? And it says, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. Yeah, he wasn't worried about the shame and the mockery, man, because he knew what he was establishing, man. And that as men, we have to have that understanding, like we understanding that what we're a part of, man, what we're helping to establish, you know, under Yahweh Shai, man. The hell with the shame, the hell with being popular now and clout and chasing these things of now, man. It's this shit vanity, man. These people are vain as hell, man. The hell with it, man. You know, we'll be the outcasts and the underdogs, and you know, we'll be all that, man. The bumps, you know, all the slander. Okay, we'll be that, man. But we understand what we're establishing, man. Okay, so going from there, let's get that in Hebrews 8. It says, but now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much more also he is the mediator of a better covenant. Because remember, King Solomon ruled under the first covenant. Okay? But now Yahweh Shai has established an even better covenant. Okay? It said, which was established upon better promises. All right? We're going to go into those better promises. For if their first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. Verse 8. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay? So he said, look, finding fault with them, which is the people, which is us. Okay? The problem, the fault was with us. And King Solomon, he understood these things. You know, the fault was within us. Okay? So the new covenant is based on better promises because he's going to put a new spirit within us, man. As we're going to get. Verse 9 says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant. I regarded them not, said the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. So the Lord is going to put his law within us, and we're going to be programmed in righteousness, man. Okay? It's going to be within us. It's going to be within our makeup, the law. Okay? It's going to be just simple as breathing. Being perfect in the kingdom is going to be just like taking the breath, man. It's going to be within us, man. It's going to be part of our function. Okay? In those new bodies, man. And it says, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. You see? Our people that are born back into the kingdom, they're going to be born under their new covenant. They're going to be perfected. You know? And all they're going to see is righteousness being performed amongst their people, man. Okay? Then nothing will be in vain. Every child that you have is going to be a servant of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? As a son, you know, he's going to rule a portion of the earth. Okay? He's going to rule a portion of existence in righteousness, man. Eternally. Okay? Our daughters are going to be righteous wives for Israelite men. Nobody's going to be born in vain. Nobody's just going to be here. Like now in this society, and the scriptures tell you how the multitude was born in vain. They was here just to be destroyed. Like their whole life don't mean a goddamn thing. There's a lot of people, okay, a lot of Israelites that's here, and their life don't mean a goddamn thing, man. And you look at how niggas live, how the nigga woman live, they here, man, in vanity, man. They was born for this destruction. You see, but in the kingdom, it's not going to be so, man. Everything that we produce is going to have a purpose in righteousness, man. Okay? And nothing is going to be done for vanity, man. You see, everything in this society is based on vanity, man. Okay? We deal with our woman, it's going to be to bring forth seed, to establish more legacy, man. Okay? Everything is going to go back to a righteous purpose, man. And it's going to be eternally that way. Okay? Because we're going to be eternal. All right? So let's go from there. Let's get that in Ezekiel. Establish that. And we end in Isaiah. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. It says, therefore say, thus said the Lord power, although I have cast thee far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries whither they shall come. Okay? So this is us now. We were scattered, but the Lord has made us little sanctuaries. The men that he has awakened, you know, has become little sanctuaries all throughout the earth, man, mainly here in America. All right, Babylon the Great. Okay? The Lord's establishing little sanctuaries, man. And it says, therefore say, thus said the Lord power, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. This is the deliverance. And they shall come thither, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the abominations thereof from it. Oh, Salakia. And I will give them one heart, and will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them a heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. Okay? That's him. What? That's us being transformed into eternal righteous beings, man. Him putting his laws within us, a new spirit within us to only obey him. Okay? Because guess what? We've had experience in wickedness, man. We've gotten it, man. Okay? And this is almost complete. Our crash course in wickedness within this captivity, man, is being, finalized, man. Okay? We're not gonna have any curiosity in wickedness, man. Matter of fact, we're gonna have we're developing a better understanding of why wickedness shouldn't be. Okay? Like we see the effects of removing the laws from the earth, man. Okay? And those laws are gonna be within us, man, to govern the earth in righteousness eternally. Okay? So let's go here to Isaiah 60. All right, Isaiah 60 and 18 said, violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. Okay? As the curse is gonna be gone, man. The evil eye, the men have towards men, the woman have towards the man, the man has towards the woman, or the woman has evil eye towards her seed, all that's gonna be done away with, man. It said the sun shall be no more. I'm jumping to verse 20. Verse 21. Yeah, it says thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that it may be glorified. Okay? Thy people also shall be all righteous. You see? So remember, King Solomon did that case study and he found one man that was right amongst all those men and women that he did case studies on, man. Okay? So that's letting you know that now in the kingdom, all our people gonna be righteous, man. See, the kingdom is gonna fix everything, man. Okay, showing you that money, all right, is the solution. Righteousness is the solution. Immortality is the solution. Okay? Conquering of death. And in the kingdom, all this going to be solved, man. Okay? It said they shall inherit the land forever. Okay? Going back to that immortal rulership, eternal rulership. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. Okay? So the remnant is going to be established as immortals in the earth, man. Righteous immortals in the earth. And what are they going to do? Produce, reproduce, be fruitful and multiply, so who can be glorified? The Most High. Every Israelite born is going to be a glory unto the Most High, because they're going to be an example, a living example of the righteousness and the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shai in the earth, man. Okay? The men in their proper order as rulers of righteousness, man, a righteous ruler, and the women in their proper order of being in perfect order under those men. It's going to be a continual glory unto Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay? Nothing in vain. You see? So that was the point. Lord will you brothers. All right, and you few sisters was edified, man. Just want to touch on that in the spirit. So till next time, say Shalom, Going Nashala, Abba Babal, detail soon, Shalom.